You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Horny Housewife podcast. I'm on the couch this time. And I also have on glasses and a hat, so I'm essentially trying to hide from you, as you can tell. Jordyn squared. I mean, I wish I looked like her. But like, you know, on a really good day and like a little squint, really good day without my contacts on. I wanted to talk about the name of my podcast really quick. Oh yeah, my glasses. We'll get there. But there's a reason. I'm not just like, I don't think I like look cute, like grab my sunglasses. It wasn't like that. There's a reason. Hold for that. Let's talk about the name of the podcast. Let me take a sip of my wine. I encourage you to do the same unless you're driving. Are you allowed to do that on YouTube? You're allowed to do it? I feel like I've seen people do inappropriate things on YouTube. So I feel like we should be okay with that. Okay. Not for a long time, for the entire time. I have felt, I dread when someone says, "Do you work? What do you do?" Usually I say I stay home. And just, but if I start feeling like I'm bonding, like I kind of want to be their friend, or sometimes I'm just an ADHD bitch and I overshare. So that happens too. A craft night, you only really know one or two people. And then the next thing you know, you've had 3 drinks and you're saying shit that maybe I'm an annoying bitch. You know what I mean? But when I have to say, or when I share, I'm like, I have a podcast. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You have a podcast. Cool. They're probably in their head like, that's so dumb. Anyhow, what's the name of the podcast? And I always say, I'm sure that my OG listeners are like, I've heard this story. But I always say, don't judge me. Don't judge me, but you're going to want to judge me, but don't. It's a marriage and sexuality podcast. I discuss the realities of sex in a long-term relationship, the ebbs and the flows and the seasons, the good, the bad, the ugly, the reality, not just what we're like, the front that society, ain't no shame, feel like we have to put on, maybe in order to even protect our relationship. Maybe based out of insecurity, shame, whatever. Maybe, the couples that are like overdoing it and you're like, okay, they're putting out like we are all over each other. But sometimes you're like, are you just seeing that all over social media or you see that in real life? I know there's those couples and like, good for them, I guess. But you know what? There are some people that would think me and my husband are that way. I guess there's a spectrum, right? There's a spectrum of what kind of PDA person you are. But anyways, rewinding back to season 1, please don't go listen to it. Please just, if you want, but start over here, like work your way back. Lots of people say that I found your podcast. I love it. I'm starting from the beginning. And I'm like, but if that's how you get comfy here, then perfection. It makes me die a little bit, just a little bit on the inside. But the glasses are kind of like a little safety thing for me. It's like a no one can see me, but you can see me. But it feels like a little, like it impairs my already impaired vision because if you are a contact wearer, you will know how bad this is. I am negative 5.5 in each eye. I know. Legally blind. That's legally blind, I'm pretty sure. I know on my driver's license, it's restricted. It said, It says must be wearing contact lenses to drive. So I'm in a pickle. If there's an apocalypse, I'm in a pickle. I'm going to be one of the weaker people, because the second one of those rips and I run out, might as well shoot me like Old Yeller and take me out back, because what would I be good for? I guess I don't know. I'm going to ponder on what my apocalyptic activity would be post contacts. Okay? Ooh, how unprofesh. Double unprofesh. And you know what? We're still going to keep going. The name. I was ashamed of it. Sometimes I deal with days where I feel insecure, like, is someone going to judge me? And then they automatically, I've heard people say, it's good because now porn won't pop up when you Google it. Google wants to give you something that's not pornography, does it? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I think so. And, that's great. And I'm like, you know what? We're reclaiming. We're going to break the stigma on the H word, because for fuck's sake, it's just a feeling. Feelings are fleeting. So the horny housewife, there's a lot of horny housewives that are not dumb sluts, okay? And they're monogamous. They're monogamous horny housewives. They are traditional in a sense. They are maybe even cheerfully submissive at times, and they love their provider of a man. And maybe they are down to be a stay-at-home mommy. Maybe they want to work and stay at home. That's work from home. That's what I was trying to say. Maybe they want a girl boss it the fuck up and come home and pick up takeout. IDGAF. We get to pick what we want to do. And hopefully, fingers crossed, you don't hate the person you married and they're supportive. And if you don't hate them, if, oh my gosh, by chance, you're like, I actually like to fuck them, then you found the right show. And maybe you feel like, I'm not really fucking them enough, whatever that means, or, I've kind of lost touch with what I'm into. I'm not the girl that I used to be. Guess what? Stick around here and I'm gonna hype you back up to be a new bitch, to be an evolved bitch. We don't have to call you a bitch, a princess, a queen, or whatever the F you want to be called. A horny housewife in your own right. So that doesn't have to mean some bitch in an apron, even though I like wearing an apron and I like cooking. But my father suggested, what was it? The horny wife, to take out the house. But I was like, was naming it something true to me, because it started out as me being super vulnerable and sharing stories and OMG, run, delete. I don't think it matters how many programmatic ads the commercials are in it, because, okay, I'm going to reflect on that off camera. Anywho, I love you. Make sure you're subscribed to the show. Follow me on social media at THHpod. Grab a glass of wine. Grab a hot cocoa. If it's the morning, a Starbs. A mimosa if it's the weekend. A joint if that's your style. And if you're driving, 10 and 2 per usual. Let's kick off our Monday. I've got some fire. I didn't even fucking drink it. Okay, what else am I supposed to tell you before we go? We're reclaiming and redefining what horny housewife means. This is the second video episode of THH. There's a Patreon if you like bonus episodes, content. I uploaded the video interview with Susan Bratton over there. Run, episode link in the episode notes. Let's get into it. It is time for listener questions. It's time. Oh, I didn't tell you about why I had the glasses. This is for the girlies. The guys aren't going to care. I don't want you to judge me. I want you to shut the fuck up. And for the girlies, I got PRP injected under my eyes. So they take your blood and they spin it, PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and then injects something like some goodness from in my body already into my eyes. So I look like Shrek, Fiona, inbred. I look a little inbready right now. So I decided to hide because mommy's got to work. And am I doing a weird claw thing? I have PTSD because I just said this. I just had this combo. And guess what? My microphone wasn't on. So you live, you learn. So yeah, there's that. In a couple of days, I'm going to be just refreshed AF. Let's kick her off. Let's kick off these listener questions. They're good today. They're pretty juicy. This one's long, but he really gives the context. And again, these ones, like, this is pretty interesting. So here we go. Do I have any cannabis king or queens out there listening? Maybe you wouldn't consider yourself a king or a queen. Maybe, a little here and there. Maybe you like an edible, okay? Well, maybe you like a gummy. I've got the gummies for you. Via Hemp not only has the best gummies, sex, sleep, chill, socialize, a gummy for every occasion. They also have THC-free gummies. We got our CBD or CBG, CBN, good for sleep, Zen, all kinds of things. They also sell tinctures, vapes, and flower. And I am a quality person. So that is why I love Via Hemp. It's going to be harvested and grown from sustainable, what we like to hear and know farms. Feel good farms that care. I care, you care, we all care. Via Hemp, go to viahemp.com, use my code HOUSEWIFE. That'll save you some money, 15% off. You got to be 21 or up, or just click the link in my episode notes. For my couples, my lovers, I highly recommend the High Love gummies. If you're looking for a libido gummy, this is the one, the High Love gummies. Women rave about it. It's more women than men, but the women really have come through and been like, the Via Hemp High Love gummies. Give it a whirl. I did like a double, was it really the gummy or was that a placebo effect? I took the gummy. It was the gummy. The pleasure enhancing cannabinoids and the herbal blend, the aphrodisiac herbal blend, and then sprinkle on a medium dose of THC. Yes. Go to viahemp.com, viahemp.com, and use code HOUSEWIFE when you check out, or just click the link in the episode notes. We all know sex can get messy, whether it's waterworks, whether it's the lube, the massage oil, the candle, wax, whatever it may be. Let me tell you about your new best friend, the Sunny Situations Couples Blanket. Waterproof, machine washable, comfy, lovely. I've put it to use. I know, I'm here to tell you about it. My husband is a clean freak. I'm type B-ish, always on time. I'm early, but a lot of type B tendencies. He is type A, 97%. It's weird how you can have these little quirks. Anyways, messes mean a big deal. So after sex, the last thing that I want to do is strip the sheets off and go from that was sexy, fun, dirty, yummy, make lovey, to who's going to fucking do the laundry and you're going to help put the sheets back on before bed and I'm tired and I don't want to do this. So this is where Sunny Situations comes in. So you're going to want to click the link in my episode notes or go to sunnysituations.com and enter code HOUSEWIFE when you check out to get 10% off your blanket. Your comfy, cozy blanket. Moisture isn't just a mood killer. It's also a bacteria factory. So we're not just preserving our bed and making it easy breezy. We're being conscious, mindful in so many different ways. Go check it out, sunnysituations.com, or just click the link in the episode notes and use code HOUSEWIFE to get 10% off. Hi, Jordyn. Obviously, love the show. Excited about the start of YouTube. Me and you both. I seem to be having a bit of an issue. I am in my mid-50s and in reasonably good health. I am a recent 1-year widower. I am now casually seeing 2 women. Yes, they know about each other. I see one every 3 or 4 months and the other every 3 or 4 weeks. This is like not easy to see. Here's the issue. When masturbating alone at home, I have no problem with getting and maintaining an erection, though sometimes I wish it was a bit more rigid. Okay. When I meet with either of these 2 women, I struggle to keep a suitable erection to maintain good penetration. I've tried Roe, Viagra, Friday Night Plans, and a couple of others. I have had mixed results, one of them being difficulty in reaching orgasm, even with a good erection. Is this all me? Am I too much in my own head? Am I putting too much pressure on myself to perform? I masturbate almost daily with no issues, though there are times when I climax with a less than solid erection, which I think every man would say, you I've been in your boob before. But I don't know if every man is listening saying, like, I have 2 girlfriends and I'm over 50. So you know what I mean? But teach their own, and zero judgment. I mean, do you rock on? They all know about each other. So perfection. Okay. As you usually need more info, here goes. Yes, I use porn to masturbate. I usually do it late at night and I'm probably too sleepy. One girl is very dom, so there may be added pressure at times there, but the other is not, so no pressure from her. I know that it may be looked down upon to be seeing 2 women. To who? And do you care? But we have all agreed that we're at ages where we just want to be happy, feel good, and not stress over relationships. If there's 3 people and each person is like, yes, then like what else matters, right? Okay. I hope some of your sage advice will help me sort this out. Thank you. So the issue is not about like what like people could judge you for the 2 women. Okay. No one cares. I mean, maybe, no, you don't. The question was about your dick, your private part, your penis. So, I mean, I can't help. You said sage advice. That was really sweet. I don't have a dick, but I would bet you could give it a try. You could give it a whirl. You could experiment because you just don't know unless you try. My eyes really hurt every time I move. It fucking hurts. It hurts. It hurts. You don't want to hear it. I'm going to shut up. I bet, like, just try not watching porn for a few weeks. Say I'm going to go dry porn January. Start late. We don't care. Dry Jan with the porn. This is supposed to feel intimate. We're all hanging out right now. Frustrated and 50 was how he signed this listener question. I think maybe cutting out the porn because you're getting a lot of visual stimulation. Like you're getting what you see on the computer, you're getting getting submissive, you're getting dominant. You're being like, when you're like, we used to watch just YouTube videos or like TV, and like now we get all this short form like TikTok shorts, dopamine hit. You like build a tolerance to that shit, okay? And if you haven't listened to my episode about porn, there's a specific episode. Porn, the good, the bad, the ugly. Is that the second time I said the good, the bad, the ugly? It feels like it. And I really like did my homework on how porn affects women individually, men individually, and then as in a relationship. And it is interesting. But long story short, and my OGs know, they're like, use that, is research shows that it has a negative impact on men far more than it does women. It can actually be like quite the opposite and benefit us a little bit. Get us in our body, get us in a more sensual space, change the vibe. This isn't about that. But anywho, I think cutting it out and maybe giving it a whirl and see like, are my boners better? Are they BB up in here? Because mentally, maybe you're desensitizing yourself. So I would think that would be my first solution suggestion. I know you said that you've tried the Viagra and the pills, and while I think there's a time and a place for that, there's also when things can become problematic. Especially if it's for like a reoccurring issue and you're kind of like on your own, you didn't get any like guidance in any way. You're just like, let me try this, like a Band-Aid, instant gratification. And something that really could be good for your overall penis health, and I have a great recommendation and a code, Bathmate. So my husband knew nothing about penis pumps until mommy. And I don't even have a penis. But when you start supplementing something and then you start using it every time, like whether it's mental or physical, a dependence can, come about. And ideally, we want to work on the problem and not be dependent on something, or try like a natural way or a combination. Sometimes you need a combination of solutions. So you gotta give each thing a try to see. But penis pump. We talked about this with Susan. This is not new, but since this is the listener question, I might as well tell you about it. Bathmate has a hydro pump, okay? And this is meant to be used not like a sex toy, but in the shower. And so it becomes kind of like a part of a man's routine, whether it's like in the morning or night, and it's his own like little personal time, and he's habit stacking, okay? Doing what he needs to get done in there, as well as pumping. And while there is immediate results, it looks really freaking good. It looks really good. And you might notice a stronger erection. You might notice a stronger orgasm, all these things. After consistent use, like 2 weeks of consistent use, that's when like the long-term benefits kind of start like stacking up, and you'll notice like overall you're performing better. And so you should go on the penis pump journey. Check out Bathmate. I'll put the link in the episode notes, bathmatedirect.com/horny housewife. So check that out, and that'll save you some money. I just don't know why you wouldn't want to give it a whirl if it overall is good for your penis health, and it's supposed to improve and help and aid and all the things that you're looking for per your listener question. And then that and the removal of the porn, at least cutting back, something like that. I have a really good feeling that you will be able to get the results you're looking for. And also give yourself a little grace, because truth be told, sometimes that happens. We're humans. And it sounds like for your age, come on, real talk here. For your age, that you're doing amazing, sweetie. That you are frolicking and fucking and living it up. Because there are some men that are your age that hate their lives, okay? And they're mad. They're mad about the question. They're mad about they're like, forget him. Okay, but I won't forget you. Hope that helped. Question number 2, moving on. My fiance and I have been together since high school, 2015, ages 26 and 27, and are about to get married. We have one child together, and life gets pretty hectic. He has recently started testosterone as he suffered from very low T. Since starting it, his sex drive has increased significantly, but I struggle to find the energy or same drive he now has by the end of our crazy days. Oh, how relatable this question is. How do you come up with the energy to even want to have sex or spice things up after a long day? I wish I could take my glasses off and be like, look, okay. Because I see you, princesses, see you. Our sex life currently is pretty stagnant and pretty predictable. We switch between the same 2 positions, and I find myself just not having the energy to really shake it up. Any advice would be full thank you and love the podcast. Okay. First of all the girlies listening, all the girly pops listening, we know how you feel. Even the horniest of housewives that are married and have been with their man a long time know what it feels like, no matter how fuckable your husband is, no matter what, if you have a life and if you pushed children out of your vagina or they came out of your body somehow, or you're their legal guardian, whatever, if you have them, then guess what? If you have a job, then guess what? Sometimes we just don't have it in us. Sometimes we just don't have it in us. And I've talked about it can't always be 50-50. Sometimes it's got to be 80-20. Sometimes it's got to be, I'm having too much fun because you can't see me looking at where I can see myself. But I can't see myself too close. It's really far away. So I just see a little thing. So when I'm never going to watch this. I will never. I would be probably really embarrassed. But in this moment, we're having a grand old time. Everyone has been in your shoes and you'll feel like this again. I hate to break it to you. Are you still 26 and 27? You said you met since high school. Yeah, you've been together since high school. Don't listen to every single episode because you're going to get your feelings hurt if so. But here's the thing. Fuck what I think about, if it doesn't serve your relationship, fuck what I think. As far as oh my God, when I give people advice, I'm like, don't get married, like date other people, go see what you like, what you don't like. But if you're already in it and you've built the life and it's not this toxic, destructive, abusive relationship. You want to make it work. You want to figure it out. You love your family. You love them. They love you. But you're just in this help. We haven't been dating each other, or we stopped dating each other, or we don't water our marriage, or we don't even know what watering our marriage looks like, or we've had children and we've lost our identities, or we've grown apart because this and this and this. And there's so many factors. That's why we'll never run out of things to talk about, because life keeps going and throwing you curveballs. So it sounds like you've already had the journey, and I applaud you for being vulnerable, because it's not talked about enough that younger and younger and younger guys are supplementing testosterone. And I don't know how I feel about it, honestly, because like I previously just said, please bear with me while I learn how to do video podcasts. Thank you. And I can't wait till we can really get see each other. But this will do for now. I applaud you for sharing. Your husband listens to, I didn't share, she shared. This is between us. Okay, I'll keep your secret forever and ever and ever. Even though I do encourage the couples to listen, okay? Rip the Band-Aid off. These are anonymous. No one's going to know, okay? Sometimes I make up names, but those are never the names. I just feel a name come out of me and it just feels right. So you're in a season. And just the fact that you're aware, I applaud you. The fact that you're sharing something, you're like, oh, I didn't know that was scary to talk about. It's not. There's just some people, men who feel like it means they're broken. And that's not what it means at all, because there's solutions. And I feel like that's kind of just what's happened gradually over time. It's like you see things that happen to people at certain ages. It's just happening younger and younger and younger. Things change. Things evolve. And I can give you some tips on how you can get, if you're wanting to be intentional, because that is what it's going to require. You say I just don't have the drive to push you there, or the energy, or you just feel lazy. I hate saying this, but at the same time, it's well, what else do you want me to fucking say? And at this age, maybe I would have scoffed at the idea of scheduling it. But sometimes when you have crazy days, and this can be sexy, by the way, this can be something sexy you do. Sending a calendar invite, and it doesn't have sex. It doesn't have to be that. It can be. I don't know how y'all's banter is, but it can be just something cheeky, something sexy, something cute. make sure you are intentional about like, are you going to get some sexy lingerie? Would that help you like get in your body and get in that space? And there's going to be moments where we love our husband, love fucking our husband, are horny consistently enough where we feel pretty confident about like our sex lives for the most part. We know there's ebb and flow. We know, sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not a lot. We know, right? It can be consistently inconsistent. But there are some times when you are just like, this is the last thing I want to do. It really is the last, or it's like, why can't we ever be horny at the same time? Do you ever feel like that? Like, why is it like just never right in sync? But I will tell you, I have never, ever walked away feeling like, fuck that. Or like, I don't know, even if I don't get off, even if I don't have an orgasm, even if I'm like, you know what, I'm not super in the mood, but I can get in my body, get present, receive the pleasure that's being offered to me, service to me. My husband is eagerly here to love and kiss me up and just treasure me. So I'm going to sink in, drop in, and how you drop in is getting in your senses. What do I taste? What do I smell? What do I feel? What do I hear? If it's better to close your eyes, if it's better to stare at your man, look, get a mirror in front of you, whatever can help enhance that sensory experience. But the space, the little space between I'm in my jammies, kind of like nodding out, and I could just Netflix and chill without any sort of sexual chill connotation. and inviting a moment of pleasure. Because really, like, bitch, y'all aren't going to be fucking for an hour. It's going to be 10 minutes and 23 seconds, okay? It's going to be 10 minutes and 23 seconds. And if it's double that, oh well, okay? If he's like pushing an hour, then y'all have to have another conversation because he's jacking off too much or something. Because if you're really tired and you're like, I have to give an hour of this, then, different mindset. And please, all the ladies that are like, but that's me, write into mommy, hornyhousewifepodcast.com, ask anonymously, write in. We want to hear it, promise. But to you, I think a little intentionality, a little scheduling, maybe you thought you'd never be there, but you can actually make the scheduling part fun by sending the invite, via email, your iPhone calendar, like whatever cheeky fun way. And then you've got this time carved out, when you're going to put the kids or your pets away, how you're going to handle the evening. And sometimes that anticipation, that knowing can build up arousal. And so that day that it's happening, you send flirty text, you send him a picture of your boobs squished together and you spitting on them, okay? You get creative, sweetheart, and watching something sexy together, whether it's rated PG-13 or MA or really MA, okay? Sometimes I'm like all of a sudden nervous what I'm allowed to say on the YouTuber. I'm considering uploading on Rumble and I'm going to upload on Spotify. That should already be here right now, but we're going to see how all of this goes. To this listener writing in, I think making sure, I know it can be hard for a man if he feels like he wants to please you and wants to satisfy you, and if he feels like he's broken, if it's like a ego fuck, a mind fuck, a stress cycle, he can get on loop with that, and then that rolls over to the bedroom, and it's just no fun for anyone. So being present, practicing that sensory stimulation, like I said, pleasure mapping, Google that for me, hop on a beducated course, take a beducated course together. Fabulous idea. I think there's a lot of things you can do as well as resources that could inspire you, this freaking podcast, to do new things, but you're gonna have to have some follow through. So at some point, and I this happens with me me. Like, I think some people assume because I can just talk about this so easily that I can just like go and turn and like just be all of this. That is not, nope. It's not how it works. But, you know, I give really great advice. I just have to learn how to take it sometimes. But you have got, at some point, it's your fault if you've been given tools, suggestions, ideas, you've felt inspired, creative, possibly aroused, and, you know, I don't know, and then no follow through, and then womp, womp, womp. You know what I mean? So at some point, you're going to have to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to show up. And I know there are some women today that'd be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you're telling some woman who obviously doesn't feel like fucking her man to just fuck her man anyways. And that's, I mean, I'm taking from what you're asking me that you love your husband, you want to spice it up. That's why you're writing into me. And there's going to be some times when it doesn't just feel just natural or like, I'm just ready. Like anything that you have long-term, anything, whether it's a thing or a relationship, you have to take care of it. You have to nurture it. It's just like how some people will say like we're not meant to be monogamous creatures. Like that doesn't come as natural to people. And here we like say that that's how we're supposed to be and choose it. Like there are people who feel liberated to go, I would choose what lifestyle I felt in alignment with and I choose monogamy. That's how I feel. And you realize like, and guess what? That's going to take intention and work and communication and revisiting and evolving and personal growth. But I think in like anything that you chose, no matter what it would be, if you wanted it to keep it and it go along swimmingly, you have to do something about it. So like reframe your mindset to like, I have solutions. There's things I can do. I'm not hopeless. There's lots of people that have felt like me, feel like me, and you get through to the other side. And then you get to a point where like it doesn't feel like that. And then that feeling can come back. You know what I mean? So that is welcome to a long-term relationship and getting him on board as far as going to him and sharing the desire of wanting to spice it up but like be his best friend. Like, I don't want you to feel pressure. Like if you have a fear about how he's going to take the conversation, sharing it. And I know maybe some men are thinking like, you talk too much, bitch. But they can be overwhelmed by their wives talking too much. And they're like, Jordyn, please stop telling her to say all of this stuff. We can try to short form it a little more. But at the end of the day, I hope your husband is emotionally available and intelligent enough to hear you out about a conversation in regards to sex. Because if you're going to have better sex, good sex where you have understanding about what's going on with the other person, what they want, what they don't like, what they're into, timing, how you touch someone. What? Why can't I pull it out? The pressure, the amount of pressure, just the way you like to be touched. You learn that, right? That's why while it can be so much work, it can also be so rewarding because here you are putting your walls down. If y'all are like a tantra couple, oh my gosh, the tantra people out there that know, like you're connecting on, you know, a spiritual level. Some people are, okay? Deep. And you feel like you become one with that person. And I hope I'm not getting too woo-woo for you all, but when you open yourself up to have these conversations, you are inviting growth and evolution. And while it can be uncomfortable, there can be discomforts, that is meaningful, true intimacy and where lots and lots of growth occurs. So I suggest it. Moving onward. Today's episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. If you don't know what Blue Chew is, you must live under a rock. Blue Chew is an online prescription service that offers the same active ingredients that are in Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost. And what makes Blue Chew so is that everything is done online. So you're not going to the doctor and wasting half the day. You don't have to have any awkward conversations. Let's just have those, me and you. And no pharmacy pickup, just right to your door. You go to bluechew.com. You're going to use mommy's promo code, which is housewife. I made it very easy for you. You'll just go to the episode description and click the link. But it's a no-brainer because code housewife gets you your first month free. So you at least got to try it. Don't be a dumb. Got to try it. It's not just for guys with ED. I like to think of it as the pre-workout for the bedroom. So maybe you're like, I don't want to be nicknamed one pump chump. I want to be able to go back to back. It's my wife's birthday. She's always dreamed of being digged down, and I've yet to do that in a while. So Blue Chew chewables are going to be your best friend because they're chewable and you don't even need a drink nearby. Okay? My husband has the Vardenafil mint flavored fresh breath hard penis. Perfect. Go to bluechew.com, use code housewife to get your first month free. Just pay $5 flat for shipping. That's it. $5 flat, not a penny more for shipping. Try it, bluechew.com, code housewife. Are you looking for a fabulous resource to help you and your spouse, you and your person level up in the bedroom? Is more pleasure and better sex on the what's going to happen in 2025? Then Beducated is where it's at, baby. Beducated is an online course platform. So think Netflix of sexual wellness. You can log on your phone, log on your computer, watch as a couple, watch solo. Expert taught courses on all the things. Think oral sex, think squirting, think BDSM, think kink, think tantra. Huge spectrum, vanilla to spicy. There's something for everyone. Don't miss out. Go to the link in the episode description below this video or go to beducated.com and use code Jordyn, Jordyn, to get 24 hours all access free, the whole entire website platform, all of it, the whole enchilada. Take a course, check it out. You're going to fall in love. And then that code will also get you a hell of a discount on their yearly pass. Fabulous deal, fabulous resource. It's changed my life and it's changed many of you listening's lives. I've been using Beducated almost 5 years now, 5 years, crazy. And it's a 12 out of 10 for me. And what keeps me in the know, keeps me curious, keeps me intrigued and in the game. It's also kind of like fun and arousing to watch as well. So go check it out, beducated.com, or click the link below. And don't forget to use code Jordyn. Next question. Hi, Jordyn. Love the show. You are amazing. My boyfriend and I have been together for over 1 year now and lived together. I have never in 37 years been treated so sweet and kind and respected. We met on a sex hookup site. See, if I didn't have my glasses on, I'd be like, red flag. But after being married for 16 years and 3 kids, I was tired of getting cheated on and mentally abused. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the best life I have ever lived. Even though I have not been in many relationships, I know that this is different. It is different because it's different. You get what I'm saying? It's different because it's different. And all you have to compare it to is what you've experienced. So while it's like our little human minds, we can think something, our wonderful, big, beautiful, amazing human minds, but we can think something is just so amazing. And then life serves you something beyond your wildest dreams. But about 6 months in, here we go. Here we go, get ready. I wish I could flip my hat off and itch. Okay. About 6 months in, I went through his phone. I know, shame on me. Shame on me? What? Absolutely not, okay? You had a hunch and looks like you found something. So shame on him. I found a lot of sex chat rooms and conversations. We talked about it and he now knows. Now I know that I do not agree and that should not be going on at all. Watching porn is one thing, but talking and planning meetups, question mark. Come on, exclamation mark. Now he is low key with his phone. You don't say. He will only watch porn alone. And I'm going to throw these motherfucking glasses out. And it doesn't get talked about at all. It's driving me crazy. So when I know he is going to the restroom, okay, sorry. I make sure he knows that I'm going to be doing the same thing he is. Watching porn or pooping. What do? You stick your phone under the door and play a song that he likes and say, I'm right here with you, baby. You little piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. What do? I know he does love me, but there's already too many secrets and I have a very hard time trusting. I must be stop. So you have a very hard time trusting because you've been with stupid men that have taken you for granted, as well as there are a lot of liars. I was going to say men that are liars, but there are just a lot of liars in general. There are people who just don't value honesty, don't know what to tell you, just that. So if that is something you value, then you want to find someone who also values loyalty and honesty. That's what I've learned in my experience. I've been with plenty of guys that have lied. And I'm talking, I have been gaslighted to the moon and back. My therapy should be paid for by those men, those boys. One of them has a wife, and I feel very sorry for her. Okay. What was I saying? Do you see that? That's like an ADHD, like brain fart thing. Now, I don't want to just take a dump on him, but I can talk to you, sissy pants. Like calling you sissy, not like a diss. Sissy, sister, best friend, mommy, daughter. No, it's weird. If you were my sister, I would say, listen, bitch, fuck this shit. Are you fucking kidding me? If you want something, like, what do you want? And then is that lining up with that? And I know easier said than done, but it's like you could really essentially love anybody. Like we really gotta strip some layers back and like take a step back. How many friends do you have that they would like say they're single and they like want to die and you know, I'm never gonna find someone. I'm gonna grow old and have like 18 cats and no one's gonna love me again. And you're like, bitch, like you will have another boyfriend at some point and you're gonna be okay. It just sucks right now. Like you can see that. And maybe, I'm not saying it's not rough out there. I don't know. I don't get to say that. And my single friends, you know, from what I hear, it sounds horrible. Absolutely horrible. But again, perspective. And I've talked to other people that were like very glass half full about the dating situation in her 30s. And I'm like, you're positive. I like that. Can't relate. realist, splash of piss. Just kidding. I actually used to be the splash of piss, and I think now I can be delusionally optimistic sometimes. So that's evolution. That's evolution. Little pat ski on the back ski. I wonder how much money I paid for therapy over the course of my life, or just like that I've paid. My father, I was an expensive daughter. You don't even know. Okay, so if you know this man is going to keep lying to you, then I don't feel bad for you if you choose to stay because you know what the situation is. Take a man for face value. Face value, not his potential. Everybody has potential. Everybody has. Oh, if she just applied herself, if he would have stayed in the. Nope. Face value. Okay, we take a man and a woman for face value. I get believing in someone and being their cheerleader and supporting them, but truth of the matter is, you have to ask yourself, do I accept them right now, right here, face value? And if they're lying to you, if they're like, do you want to meet up at In-N-Out? No, because that's not, I didn't know that was you. That's disrespectful. So I look like a fly looking into the camera, but I have a hard time thinking that man didn't know that you weren't going to be down. That's why he's low key about it. And I don't know if he's like the jealous type or if he's like all on your case about your phone or what you do. That could be like a red flag. But then also having like no care in the world at all. It can always be a red flag. But how do you feel around him? And I'm not talking about the dopamine things, the sex, because sometimes, the devil dick is delightful, okay? Devil dick is delightful. I said it twice, and I love alliteration. But that doesn't mean you marry it, okay? Because a lot of those fuckers are psycho, and they're swinging that devil dick and possessing people, and they're possessed, and something's wrong. It's soul sucking. Can't even think straight. You're dignitized. This isn't even what you want. And if your daughter grew up and dated a man like that, you would not sleep. Okay? So you got to think about that. Would you, if your daughter came to you, I don't know if you even know if you have a daughter, but if your child came to you and was like, this is what my spouse does to me, would you say run? So don't get in your head, but maybe I'll never find something like this. I have been there. You know what? I have been treated better by people that I feel less, like not as seen by. I have had people that I felt so loved by, so seen, so loved, so cherished, I guess, for at that time. But the older I've gotten, the more I've redefined like what does cherished look like and mean to me. For me, I do have that traditional core of I really value a man who wants to provide for his family. Like that is sexy to me. That's not like, I need someone to take care of me and buy all my shit. No, it's not that. It's I know where I want to be and I want to be at home and have see every moment with my son. Like I want to be here and I love doing domestic things. That comes naturally to me and I enjoy it. Like I get joy out of it. There are other women who don't find joy when they make a meal from scratch, and that is okay. And that doesn't make them less of a woman. But if you want to, you shouldn't get shit on it and told that you're setting women back or you're, you're supporting the patriarchy and you know what I mean? Like the ballerina farm girl, the girl that was like, and she's being like, oppressed by her husband. Maybe she wants to fucking be at home doing that shit. Turns out she did. She does. So we can't judge, to each their freaking own. But if this is what you want, then you will have to lie in the bed that you chose. And if this isn't what you want, I mean, you did tell him you want to give him another chance. But sometimes it can be a snowball, the porn. And everyone has their issues and their shit and their baggage. But when you look and see what it is, maybe you're like more down to deal with some other shit and character flaws and baggage and certain things. Like for me, there's like certain things that are like they suck. Everyone's got their issues, but I'd rather deal with like that than a guy who can't keep his dick in his pants. A guy who constantly needs external validation. The second y'all aren't gravy, he needs some validation from someone with a vagina. No, fuck those men. I don't like that. Just like guys don't want to be with a woman who needs to go talk to like some external validation to make her feel whole and good again and desired and wanted. No. No one's going to feel confident and secure in that kind of relationship. So if you're listening and you're like, you know what? I want to write in. I want to share a little something because we love it. Because that's why this is our favorite. Because either relatable, tea, juicy. Is that one or two? And we live for it. And I'm saving lives, okay? Saving marriages or breaking them up for the better. I'd be lying to say I haven't had someone write in and say that's crazy. But you know what? He was beyond a piece of shit. Okay? Beyond. Like I cheated and I'm not sorry and you're making it too big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like just had your baby kind of shit. And like if someone can't take accountability and say I fucked up, because people fuck up. We're humans, we fuck up. But if you can't say sorry, if you can't feel empathy, if you can't go, oh my God, I rocked this person, then sounds like a life of misery. Okay. You can write in, link in the episode notes, or go to the hornyhousewifepodcast.com, click Ask Anonymously, or you can send me a DM over on the IG at THHpod. You know, I can get some more context. And always, forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, I will protect your anonymity. So I promise. Cross my heart. I know I landed the listener question plain, but I got a taxi for a little bit because I want to circle back just so I can leave this listener question segment. I've told you how you can write in. But to the person that was like, you know, we rotate in the same two positions. I think there are lots of married couples who feel like things get in autopilot. And I know I suggested scheduling. I also think finding out what someone's into and pursuing that maybe, like intentionally going, we're going to have sex downstairs or we're going to have sex in the shower, take a shower together. And it doesn't have to be, we're going to go fuck in the shower. It can be like, this is the thought you should hold on to. We're going to go get in the shower and be together and wash. And then now maybe you put soap on him or you put soap on her. Maybe now wash her fucking hair. Wash her fucking hair. You know, shave her pussy. Ask first. Dear Jordyn, I tried to shave her pussy. Things went bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, just FYI, I know I say intentional all the time and cliche and corny and Jordyn, you can't, but it's the magic word. Ponder an idea. Don't think you're fucking stupid. Go in without going, oh, I have to orgasm or I have to pee and V. I'm going to be naked. We're going to be intimate. We're going to touch each other. We're going to kiss. Right there. That's it. Put the bar there. Put the bar there. So now you know you're going to come in above. Say, let's totally just set a fucking timer. Not allowed to put your private part in me until that that 20-minute timer goes off. Ooh, that just riffed out of my brain. Fabulous idea. So just had to give another tangible take-home tip so that if you listen and you're finished with the episode, you're like, okay, I could do that. Or I'm inspired to do that. Let me mix it up. Let me do something different this week. Sometimes I have to catch myself and I'm just, I'm like, you know, as stay-at-home moms, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're like, I haven't talked to an adult in 6 hours, except at Starbucks. And I overshared. So sometimes we're lonely. And that's why you need friends. Because sometimes you need to go jibber jabber to someone with a vagina. And men, when you have something to share, please share it with your wife. Please. Please. I'm trying to help you get laid more too. Open your mouth. I heard one girl say that it was an ick for a man to be too noisy. I don't know if that even exists for me. And maybe that's a rarity. Maybe that's like, 40% of women. Like, I think there's a lot of girls that like the noisy guys like me, but there's some that are like, there's a line. Same with girls, right? You'll see a porn and you're like, okay, that was off-putting. It's hard to see my expressions with the glasses, but it was like, And some guys are like, okay. But sometimes it's like very primal. And for me, I think it's just really arousing knowing when you're being intimate with your husband that they're all worked up and horny and like, and want it so bad. Like, that's hot. So I'm like, make whatever noises you want. I want it to be primal. I want to hear nature's pleasure sounds. I'm okay with that. I would way rather that than silence. I guess I haven't been with someone that's so noisy that I'm like, the fuck? But I'm sure that exists. I've been with too sweaty of people. I don't know if it was drug-induced or not. I'm not sure. But did I ever tell you the story of when my prom date took ecstasy and I didn't even know what that was? And yeah, I think I did. And I was left alone, didn't know anyone, threw up in the bathroom, got us kicked out of the restaurant. That's on a podcast episode. We should find that one. Maybe I'll retell that one day. Gonna need that one sponsored by BetterHelp. I don't know why a therapy place hasn't sponsored me yet. I'm perfect for it. Maybe I don't want that. And they'll stop listening to my podcast. Just kidding. They're not going to stop listening to my podcast. You know what I want to say in my outro and my adios? We had a little powwow listener questions. I love episodes like this. I love where if I wouldn't have had this, I would have had a little hair turban. Is that what you call it? Is that politically correct? Or is that man? It's a hair turban. That's what they're called. And I really wish we could Snoop Dogg it on here and talk. I wish, that's what I wish. But I'm a wife and a mother, so I can't do that. But you're doing this. We're changing the meaning of the H word. Okay? Happy, sad, glad, mad, and horny. Okay? Jesus, Jenny. I want to finish this episode off by talking about Baby Girl. Hold on. If it's still in theaters on January 8th, I'm going to go see it by myself. Don't tell my husband. I told him. I said, take me to Baby Girl. Take me to Baby Girl. Come Baby Girl. Put me in the Baby Girl bathroom. But we have yet to find a sitter. It's been the holidays. Is it available to stream? I don't think so. But I know that my husband loves Nicole Kidman. I love Nicole Kidman. A queen a baddie. Have you seen The Perfect Couple? You should watch it. Nicole Kidman is not afraid to get naked, and she's so chic and she's so classy and classic and timeless and gorgeous, and she ages backwards. And I'm going to start I age backwards. I age backwards. I age backwards. I age backwards. Benjamin Button up in this bitch. So I feel like if you say it enough, it like happens. It's like spell work. Anyway, Nicole Kidman looks fantastic. And she's just, when you think of a movie star, I think of her. Is this like a segment of me kissing Nicole Kidman's butthole? No, I just want to tell you how much I love her. I don't know who the gentleman that is playing her lover in Baby Girl, but do I think that she, along with A24 Production Studios, sat right there in one of those, movie director chairs and got to see which men, their little audition tapes and was like, that one. I'm going to climb him like a fucking tree. No, she said it. She didn't do it like that. She went, that one. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. That's what she did. And she has an Australian accent, I believe, so I didn't do that correctly, but she was stoic but just enough. She picked him, and you can't convince me otherwise. That's the narrative I have in my head. To anyone listening, this is not a sponsored ad for Baby Girl in my wildest dreams. I also would like Celsius to sponsor me, so free plug. I shouldn't be doing those, but God, I would give my left crooked pinky for Celsius. I should probably push it out to sponsor the Horny Housewife. Okay, business. Baby Girl, I have to do research. I'm sure my movie tickets are going to be a write-off. I don't know about that. I'll have to call my accountant. But I'm doing research for the pod because fuck yeah, I want to understand the psychology of the movie. Let's all as a class, it's y'all's homework. It's going to get your wife's pussy wet, okay? At least you're going to get laid that night, okay? She may be imagining it him, but you know what? If you really feel like her eyes are closed the whole time, then you too, join in the fun. But JK, it's going to make her horny for you. Just call her Baby Girl, say good girl. Say good girl. Every girl wants that, and every girl wants that. We want you to say good girl, good girl, good girl. Okay, I am going to start changing the titles of the episodes to things that I want to. For the last 3-ish years, I have made the titles as, clickbaity, but not without the bait. It's in there. I'm talking about what's in there, but you know what I'm talking about. And now I'm going to make the titles what I want to make them. To watch To Know Baby Girl is all of our homework, or HW, okay? And give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks, maybe a week. We shall see. I don't want to wait till it comes out. I want to know everything. And like 50 Shades of Grey, I didn't want to go. Did I buy the book and like hand skim for all the dirty parts and read those collectively? Everyone's homework is to watch Baby Girl. Give me 2 weeks, tops, and we shall see. We'll all collectively give our input if we hate, if we don't hate. I wasn't a big 50 Shades of Grey person, like had zero interest in seeing 50 Shades of Grey. But this, I have interest. Go watch a couple clips. I want to pour milk all over my body. And If you like smut, I think you'll love it. If you like your wife to be horny, I think you'll, date night. I never recommend seeing a movie because you can't talk. For this one, we're married, okay? We can do whatever the fuck we want. Until next week, I love you, mummies and daddies. See you next Monday.